All you need is undying love and passion for the Lord, perseverance, and the ability to never let the enemy win. Work hard in everything you do, and I hope to be an influence to the world to follow Jesus with all your heart and to live life in the moment. Welcome back to the CrossFit Crowd podcast, guys. I got my good buddy Wyatt right here. Introduce yourself.
Well, my name is Wyatt. Moved all the way down from Indiana to Texas to follow a dream. And in the midst of that, I found the Lord, which is the best thing that happened to me in my life.
Nice.
Yeah.
So today's topic, we're going to be talking about answered prayer and what prayer kind of looks like in our life as rodeo athletes, as well as just our every single day life is living on our own and trying to be better each and every single day. So, give us a little backstory of your story of like where you came from and what life looked like before, I guess, you found the Lord, and through that, how did you find the Lord?
Life was a struggle, not gonna lie. Didn't
Felt that.
didn't have I had a good childhood. I made it bad for myself. Got myself into a lot of trouble. Got myself into a lot of situations I shouldn't have been in. Got addicted to drugs. Got addiction to alcohol. Got a lot of addictions, and that led to a lot of downfalls. Not good. Moved all the way from Indiana. Was almost homeless about 4 or 5 times. And the last time was really the pushing, like, that the Lord was calling me, like, hey, I'm here. I'm your answer. I'm sitting there frankly trying to find a place to live. I'm fighting addictions. Not good. None of it was going good. Thankfully, my best friend here, him and another buddy, were trying to get me to come to the Lord the whole entire time, and kind of hit like a new rock bottom. And that's what really drew me to the Lord, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give this a shot.
Would you say that was like kind of your turning point of being like, okay, this is my life moment where I notice I need Jesus?
Yeah, I would. Like, nothing I did was working.
Yeah.
The drugs wasn't working. The alcohol wasn't working.
Searching for something.
Literally searching for anything to fill the void was not working. The void was God.
Yeah.
That's what really did work.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, with just moving down here alone, there's been so many answered prayers for me too. Like, it's when I first moved here, I was living with these folks, and I was only able to be there for about 3 months, and tried to find a new place, and I couldn't. And the day I was supposed to move out, I remember I had all my stuff packed up, but I remember breaking down crying and getting on my knees and being like, Jesus, I need you right now, because otherwise I'm living in my truck in a different state away from everybody I know.
Yeah, that's...
10 minutes later, someone calls me and goes, hey, a room just opened up for you. And I was like, what?
It's pretty sick. I will say, I was a week away of living in my truck.
Yeah.
Everything was failing.
Yeah.
Everybody that I hit up, not working, nobody would answer, or it would just be a bad opportunity. And I would just remember, I'm like, okay, I'm just giving my life to God. If I live homeless, at least I have God. So, I gave my life to God, and a week later, I was able to find a place to live and move into. And shoot.
I think there's so much to be said about struggle and faithfulness through it. Like, when you truly are going through something and you have to truly rely on the Lord, and like that's your only option.
A lot of people don't talk about that.
It's really rewarding.
No, it is. Like, when you...
It's a scary spot to be in, but it is so rewarding because you were faithful to God.
when you sit there, you dive head first into God, the rewards are tenfold.
Yeah.
It talks about that in multiple books in the Bible of dedicating everything to the Lord, and everything will be provided to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Not an easy thing to do, and it's pretty scary sometimes just to be like, I give up all control. But when you do,
That's phenomenal.
it feels great.
Yeah, you can do. I
Right.
mean, you're unstoppable.
Exactly.
Now, how does like prayer, I guess, and just answered prayer go into rodeo too? Like, I guess for me, it's like every single time I get on a bull, I like to just thank God for opportunity, and just His grace that I'm even able to be here doing it, because I had a dream. I moved my stuff up over to Texas and I'm living in it, and I take it so for granted sometimes. I'm like, man, well, I should be doing this. I should be so much better, blah, 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 blah. But in reality, it's like I'm living
In
an
my
answered prayer.
Yeah.
Like,
No, that's how it is for me. I pray multiple times during the day.
yeah,
A lot of my prayers are giving thanks to the Lord
Mhm.
and glorifying Him, and then the other prayers are like, help me through this situation. Like my anger is bad, or
open and close doors for
Yeah.
me to get better at glorifying you.
I know before I ride, and this is something that I kind of like recently have, that it's hit me, is like with my prayers is, am I praying to get, like, to have Him do all the work,
Mm-hmm.
or am I praying to have Him help me through it all? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because
Well-
before I kind of wanted Him.
Does they
before
allow me to
rodeo.
ride everything I get on? You
Yeah,
know, like,
it's Allow
well,
me to ride this bull instead of, thank you for being here. Just
well, and that
put
goes to
your hand on
life
everyone.
too.
Exactly.
I
No,
mean,
that's what I mean. Like, any situation,
Yeah.
are you praying for Him to make everything happen through you, or are you praying
For selfish and self gain.
exactly?
I mean, that kind of leads right into James 4:3. When you ask, you do not receive because you ask with wrong motives, that you may spend what you get on your pleasures. It's like,
Yeah, no, that one's really tough, and like it took a minute for me to really realize that. And once I have, my prayers changed,
hmm
and a lot of other aspects have changed too with it.
Almost every single day life just changes when the moment you start praying to the Lord as though He is your true Father and He is like a friend. Like, yeah, there's some days I'll catch myself at work being like, how's your day, God? Like,
Yeah, no, like
people are looking at me like I'm crazy, like I'm talking to myself, but I got somebody next to me.
I talk to Him all the time. Like, some prayers, it's just me talking about my day. Be like,
hmm
explaining my whole entire day. And it's like, I don't know, this feels weird, but I just want to tell you about my day. This is not me asking for anything. No, I'm going to say thanks for my day, and just, I know you already know what happened, but I'm still going to talk to you.
Yeah, absolutely. And you were baptized last year. Would you say, like, so you really were saved all of, like, last year? It's been, what, a year and a half now?
Been about a year and a couple months. I got baptized, like, I think it was June 7th of last year.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
sick.
I think a month before that, I gave my life to the Lord, and I cut out a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
Cut out.
Oh, I
Women,
remember
drugs,
that.
It was pretty rough, but it felt great. And then a month after I gave my life to the Lord, I got baptized at the church that I ride bulls at, which was, I thought that was the best thing ever.
Yeah. You got on a bull, got baptized, and got on another bull.
And he tried to eat me.
This is
That
true.
was, it was kind of funny.
Happens a lot.
Yeah.
Me on Thursday. But I mean, there is such a blessing of talking to God continuously throughout your life. And I don't know about you, but like in certain situations, I take prayer so much for granted that I don't even do it. I'm just like, I have the opportunity to talk to the creator of the universe, and I'm sitting there like, what's on my phone today?
Yeah, no, same here. That's definitely been a struggle of mine too. And it's like, it takes like 2 minutes at most.
Yeah.
Just to say a prayer.
Yeah.
And it's like, what are you doing?
Sometimes it's just, I don't know how to describe it, but you're never content with how bad of a Christian you are. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you
Yeah.
want to do better every single day, and you'll get home after work one day and it's like, wow, I've already done messed up about 20 times today.
No, same here. Once I gave my life to the Lord, I started realizing a lot, like how shortcoming I am of myself when it comes to the Lord.
Yeah.
And it pushes me to better myself like no tomorrow. And then
Mm-hmm.
when I do mess up and I still fall into the same stuff that I had before, it's like, what's going on? You've been working really good at this and you fell down again. Like, don't run to what you already know. Run to something that's way better than you'll ever know.
Yeah. Run to the future of the comfort of the Lord. That's really what I've been trying to learn lately. Of just truly relying on Him, because every single time I've truly relied on the Lord, He's provided. You know, it's like
same here.
Every time I've relied on the world, well, it's shot in the face.
Made it way worse. Not good.
No, it is, but you know, there's not really a whole lot of words to describe the feeling of God's love through prayer. It's really not, you know. But
another thing that people struggle with is, like, even myself, prayers don't always get answered.
No.
Prayers don't always get answered right away.
Or they'll get an answer and it's a no.
Or that too, you know. And like, I'm living inside of a prayer right now, and I pray for more all the time. And it's like, it's taken a while for prayers to be answered, but they do get answered. But prayers will be answered by His will.
And His timing.
That's the biggest thing, is
waiting for the Lord.
Yes. That's what a lot of people struggle with, even myself, is
Dude.
waiting for His timing. Our timing is never correct.
Very well said.
It's never correct. Our timing, if everything went on our time, it'd be crazy town.
I'm pretty sure we would all be dead by now.
Yeah, no, it'd be... God's timing is the best timing. Once you dive full force into it and you wait on His timing, that's when prayers really start to get answered.
I don't know. The best thing, too, is just like, God's going to make it happen regardless. You just, once you're on board with Him, it's so much easier.
Yeah, you got to be on board with Him. You got to be talking to Him, just bettering yourself and trying to be as good of a follower as you can.
It's like, I want to be to a point where it's like, oh no, I caught myself thinking about something, I'm done. Nope, sorry, not doing that. You know, or like, I want to get to that point where I'm just there.
The attacks
like
of the world do not have any effect. They are straight.
That would be
turned down.
You know what that's called? Heaven. You know, but
yeah.
I mean, yeah, prayer life really will assist you in your walk with the Lord. This book, as well as prayer, it's a life book and a way to communicate with God, the creator of the universe. I mean, it's so simple, and we make it so complicated.
No, really. Like, there'll be spurts where I'll go and I'll be like, I'm too busy, or I'm just lazy and I don't read my Bible. And then I'm like, why is everything crazy right now? And then I'll actually open up my Bible and
first thing it'll say is like right there what you were wondering, and it's like, ooh.
Yeah, it's like, if I would have just opened it, He would have just been speaking to me this whole entire time.
Yeah, I know. I still catch myself in seasons of just like skipping out on reading the Word or not praying, and it's like, I know what I need to do, so I just got to take that step of faith and do it.
Yeah,
and
that's a lot of life. Like you're taking a leap of faith when you're dealing with God, with anything.
With everyday life, you're taking a step of faith and confidence in Him. That especially confidence and just reassurance, knowing that He has got you regardless of whatever happens.
Whether it's bad, whether it's good, He's gonna be there.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
But it's scary. It can be, you know.
It's scary giving up control.
It is, but it is so, like I said,
it's relieving when you do.
Very true. It is. Yeah. There is not much else like in this world that compares to that. There's nothing. I mean, just the pure grace and mercy you feel upon yourself when you're in those like weird situations, or like before I was a believer and I was like, even in hard situations, I'd be like, God, where are you? And it's like,
same.
Right here, dude. Like, you just got to
like,
take that step.
Why are you putting me through this?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, because you need to learn.
Yeah.
And I did not learn.
No, absolutely.
It took way too long for me to learn.
And there's a couple things that I have to relearn. You know, it's like.
No, same here. It's
God will provide opportunity as well as lessons. It'll be opportunity nonetheless to get closer to Him. You know, that's beautiful. That's the only really word I could use for it. But yeah. So when you moved out here, what was it like as far as like coming from the culture change from Indiana to Texas? Like, you moved strictly to ride bulls, right?
I moved to ride bulls and for women. Not good. It was not not an ideal reason to move clear across the United States away from all family. Gonna let you guys know that right now.
That's funny how God works. That you moved from Indiana to Texas to ride bulls and women, and now you love Jesus and you're riding bulls.
And I'm not talking to women. Praise the Lord.
Dude, I mean, come on now. If that's not an answered prayer.
What, dude? I can't ask for anything more, honestly.
Oh, jeez, dude. Yeah. I mean, I'll say, when I first visited out here, I think my first time ever meeting him was at a buck out, and he had earrings in, and he had long hair. What was it?
No, I didn't have the long hair yet.
You didn't?
No. I just had earrings then.
Well, I remember that day.
He remembers this day, but I don't recall ever meeting him before in my life until he moved.
No. I knew you. You just didn't know it yet. It's like when you find that gal in church and you're like, oh, she's my wife, but she don't know it yet. Anyhow. But yeah, there's answered prayers all around us, no matter where we go and what we do. And I mean, it's like you pray for something and you'll notice it like 3 months later being like, I prayed for that and now I'm doing it. Like, wait, I didn't even like slow down in the step to thank Jesus for what's going on in my life that I've already prayed for,
I noticed you start to be able to see more of your answered prayers when you humble yourself. You kick out all the fear and the worry and the stress. You kick all that away, and you'll be able to see God's work happening in real time.
Yeah.
You'll really be able to see His prayers being answered.
Literally.
Yeah.
There's some days I'm sitting there, I'm like, God, help me with this. 2 minutes later, it'll be fixed, and I'm like...
No, same. It's like... There have been times that I've been at work. It's been a terrible day at work, and I run down straight to Him. I'm like, this day sucks, Lord.
Yeah.
Please help me. Like, I know you can't make the day better, but I know you can help my mental state and help me face this situation at a totally different perspective.
And then like, something funny will happen or whatever it is.
3 minutes later, nothing will be like, everything will be all right, and I'm just cruising with whatever's happening. It's like, sick, what was I tripping about earlier?
Yeah.
Like, I'm doing, everything's fine. Everything's great. What?
No, exactly. It is. But, yeah, I mean, I'm stoked that you did move down here because then I wouldn't have had a best friend. But
I probably wouldn't have found the Lord if I didn't move down here.
Dude, honestly,
or
me
I would
too.
have been in jail. One of the two.
Me too. I probably would have been a very lukewarm Christian still.
Yeah.
Rather than actually striving for the Lord.
That's one of my prayers too, is like, call me out and smack me in the face something. If I'm being a lukewarm Christian,
hit me.
Like, just point it out, because I don't want to be seen as that type of person. That deterred me away from the Lord as long, like, that's all I seen in the world. So
yeah,
that's what really, part of what deterred me away from the Lord.
In the
and I don't
beginning.
want to be that reason for someone else. So I'm like, God,
Yeah.
if I am that person, call me out.
Yeah.
Show me I have to change, because
I'm
I'm willing to change.
Exactly. No, I mean, for a long time I was a lukewarm Christian, and I've found myself before getting on a bowl in my prayer saying, God, if I'm acting like a lukewarm Christian, allow me to get just slightly,
Clobbered.
just slightly stepped on or something, show me. Sure enough, whack! And I'm sitting there like, ah, wow.
Yeah.
It's like, again, answered prayer.
Yeah.
Not what I was hoping to hear, but it's
I
helped.
mean,
I heard it. Yeah, we're as humans, we're just physical, and
Our
want
flesh
so-
is of the world,
yeah.
and we're fighting our flesh
Mm-hmm.
the
And
whole
so,
entire time.
I mean, it even talks in the Bible, if your hand causes you to sin, cut it off. And I don't know. To me, it's like, I don't really want to cut my hand off, but God, step on me. Like, smack me around a little bit. Show me what I'm doing wrong.
Yeah. And there's, like, a couple weeks ago, I had a phone call, and, like, one of the biggest things I've been struggling with is my mentality.
Mm.
And, like, I prayed to the Lord a lot over it, and I didn't realize it in the moment. There was a lot in that phone call, but in the moment of what I did get called out with my mentality, that was an answered prayer right there. And it still took a minute for me to realize that was
It's like a
an
big
answered prayer.
ego check almost.
Yeah, and it was like, I prayed for it. It took a while, but then I get called out and I get pushed towards the right way.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, dang, every single time I get called out, it's like, dang, almost every single time I go to church.
Yep.
It's so weird how that works.
Yeah.
Like,
No, dude, I remember one morning service we was at church, and
the whole entire
the entire
service is,
sermon
like,
was
dogging on us.
dude,
And it's like,
well,
I'm sorry.
The day before, we were talking about how we need to do better at certain things, and
that's all
that
the
next
service
morning,
was about.
the entire sermon was exactly what we were struggling with, and we're sitting there like, oh wow, well,
Yeah, the whole sermon. There was not like a point where like we're able to daze off or something like that. No, the whole sermon.
No,
we
I
were
was
just
sitting on
getting
my
called
toes,
out, and it
dude.
was like, dang, and like with the rodeo life, it is kind of a struggle to make it to church. So it's a blessing for when we are able to make it. But every single time we do, I don't know about you, but I get called out almost every single time I go to church, and it's like,
yep.
I'm sorry for missing.
Yep. One thing we've been trying to do is starting to, I guess, do the Sabbath and not get on, like, we're putting aside our
own desires and wants
for the Lord. Sunday is a rest day for Him, where we spend time with Him rather than spending it on our own desires and wants and needs and whatever, just everyday stupid life. But that's been a huge blessing, honestly. I've been noticing a lot of just my spirituality getting stronger with maturity in the faith and maturity in the Word and understanding the gospel a little more, and it's awesome.
No, it is. And like I've noticed once I've changed my life and I've strived towards the Lord and I really like follow His Word more and more, the more people come up to me and they like know me on a first name basis.
Fly landed on you, didn't
he?
The
more like I don't know who they are, but they come up to me and they're like, give me a handshake, they'll hug me, and they're like, they know me,
and I have no idea who you are.
Who are you? And they're like, we'll strike up a conversation, and they'll ask me for help through their life.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is weird, but also quite awesome that I can actually see God working through me. Like, His grace and light is shining so bright through me that people are comfortable.
People are like comfortable coming up to you and being like, "Hey," like.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, they're stepping out of their comfort zone. They at least heard of me. Maybe I met them once or twice, but they know of me somehow, or God told them.
Yep.
There's your answer right there. Go to Him and talk to Him.
Exactly.
Don't get me wrong. It's really weird when it happens.
Yo, dude.
It's so weird.
It's really awkward. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It's so weird and so awkward. Like through this, like I'm actually, like I really do want to help them, but at the same time, I'm like, who are you? Why are you talking
It
to me
is.
like I've known you my whole entire life? Like, this is
Mhm.
weird, and but at the same time, it's like, that was pretty awesome. Like, God just did His work through me right now.
Yeah.
And that's one of my prayers too, is work through me. I don't want any hesitation
When
or
God says
resistance.
go, go.
Yeah, I want you to do this.
Yeah.
In the moment you say it, and like, it's really awesome for those prayers to be answered, because that's our true calling too, is to spread the word and help other people, and
Yep.
being able for His
The
work
only
to work
reason
through
we're
me.
here on this earth is to spread His gospel.
Exactly.
To follow Him as children follow their father. I mean, there's no comparison. Like, when God says do it, you do it.
Exactly.
Doesn't
That
matter.
is one person.
I don't want to
that
be
I'm
like Jonah. I don't want to get swallowed by a whale. That's why I moved to Texas, away from the ocean. No.
That is the one person where I will drop everything on a dime. Now, anyone else? Most likely no. But God, I'll drop everything. Once He says go,
Yep.
go.
No, that's absolutely true. I mean, it can be scary sometimes, though, like, when God tells you to do something and you know it's way out of your comfort zone. And you're sitting there like, but God, I don't want to. Like,
Yeah. Going through Exodus, Moses, that's all Moses was dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
Leading Israel
I'm not a
out
good
of
speaker.
Egypt.
Oh, I've already
Yeah.
prepared one for you.
Yeah,
like-
exactly. Like, they'll put you in those situations. Be like, you prayed for this. You need to do this.
Yeah.
It's out of your comfort zone, and you'll sit there and hit him with excuse after excuse after excuse, and He's still gonna give you an answer for all those excuses.
No, quite literally.
He's gonna be like, "What are you waiting for?" You come up with another excuse. Oh, I got a solution for that, and you're like, "Can't get my way out of this. I need to actually do this."
It's like a snowball effect. Once you start, you can't stop.
Exactly.
But well, I'll just close up real quick and say a prayer, and yeah. So, dear Lord, I just want to thank You for the opportunity for Wyatt to join me here today, Lord. And, Lord, I just pray that You would speak through us to whoever needs to hear it, Lord. And Lord, I just pray that we would be an influence to those in our lives, and continue to step out in faith towards You, Lord. Allow our prayer life to get stronger. God, I just pray that Your mercy and grace will be upon us and everybody around, Lord. I just pray that when we walk into a room, Lord, that our light will shine bright for You. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.